In this installment of the VIP Test Modeler Quick Start series, we're going to be running our automated tests. The goal of this session is that by the end you will have integrated your automation into a Java-based automation framework and be able to run the automated tests. This will give you a repeatable set of tests that can be run at any time in any location as part of your CI/CD infrastructure. Now, in this tutorial, we're going to be using a Java-based framework, and the IDE we're going to be using is called InteliJ. You can use Eclipse or you can run this from the command line. Any is fine, but we're going to be using InteliJ. So if you want to follow along, download that. And we're also going to be using our starter framework for Java, which we'll be integrating the test assets into. Again, that's openly available on GitHub, so you can follow along by downloading the framework at the following address. So let's jump in and run some automated tests. Okay, so we're inside the GitHub repository for our Java-based framework here. And what we're going to do is hit the download button, and we'll just download a zip file of this repository. Okay, so now that's downloaded, I'm just going to unzip this into a directory I've got, and we'll extract the zip file. Now this contains our framework, and we'll see in here all of the framework assets. Now what we're going to do is copy over the generated files that we created into our framework. The first one we're going to copy in is our page object. So I'll just copy this. We're going to go up into our framework, and we're going to put this in the source main Java pages folder here, and we'll just paste that in as so. The next one we're going to copy in, if I go back up to my assets, is our test definition file, which contains our Java code to automate the test cases. So I will just go in here into source. This time we're going to put it in the test Java test folder, and we'll paste that in here as so. Now we've integrated our tests into the framework. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up InteliJ, take a look at our framework and run the test. So we're inside InteliJ. To open the framework, I need to go to File, Open. We have ours in a 100 training project here, and I'll just go down to the main framework folder and click OK. Now I'm just inside the framework here, and we'll see our files that have been integrated. We're just going to go to Resources, Project or Properties, and what we're going to do here is we're going to add our API host and API key. So we'll come into Chrome, we're inside the modeler dashboard, we'll go to Profile Configuration, and this is where I can get my API and my key. So we'll copy the API URL, and we'll just paste that directly in our API host. And we also just want to take the API key here and push that in here as so, and click Save. Now to run the test, all we have to do is right click on our test and click Run. We could push this in our Jenkins environment and it will pick up our test.ng file and run this. But here we're just going to run this straight from InteliJ. What we'll see here is that our tests have passed, and we've just gone back into Test Modeler here. If we go over to our results view, what we'll see is that we have a pass log here for our tests with a run ID. All 4 of our tests passed, and we've got an average duration here. I can open the model that we have, go into the test panel, and we'll also be able to see our run results overlaid on top of the model here as well. So that's how we can integrate our tests into an automation framework. You may have your own framework, or you may get started with our framework just to get some automation moving. But the whole point here is that Test Modeler is an accelerator for generating these page objects and generating the test definitions that can then be embedded inside my automation framework. Thanks for watching this video. Any questions, please email james.walker@curiosity.software.